right, with West Michigan stuck in a deep freeze, it's almost hard to imagine that one day soon we'll be wanting to wear our shorts and our swimsuits again.
Yes, you say it's going to happen, I'm sure it will. Spring and then spring break are just around the corner, believe it or not. So now really is the perfect time to consider a special treatment that will have you ready to switch to your warm weather wardrobe.
It's the latest in laser tools, creating quick and easy results. It's called truSculpt Laser at the office of Dr. Scott Carlson and Carlson Laser Aesthetics. Okay, let's face it, so many of us have made New Year's resolutions to look better and feel better in 2014. So we're here at Carlson Laser Aesthetics at the office of Dr. Scott Carlson to talk about a new kind of technology that will have us looking better, and it's a really simple process. It's called truSculpt.
That's right. truSculpt is a radio frequency unit, and what it does, it produces a high frequency like radio wave, penetrates the skin and goes into the fat layer, heats up the fat, and creates a nice melting effect of the fat.
And so what happens to fat cells? Are they actually then destroyed because it gets so hot?
Yes, they are. Our target is about 45, 46 degrees centigrade, and once those fat cells hit that temperature, it turns into like a melted slurry. The adipocytes are broken up, and now your body's job is just to come in there with anti-inflammatory cells to take all that away and clean it up.
Okay, and you're the first office here in West Michigan, the only office where this technology exists right now.
I believe so.
Okay, wonderful. So describe the process that the patient goes through. This is completely non-invasive.
It's non-invasive. You can have a treatment within an hour, and you have the electrode here placed on your abdomen. And it's a 3-minute treatment per spot. You might have 4, 5, up to 8 spots treated, and then you leave. And you can resume normal activities. You can go to work. You can go work out later in the day. There's no restrictions, no leaking drain ports, and you don't have any restrictions in physical activity.
Okay, so we know that it's great for the abdomen. Are there other areas of the body that can be treated with this?
Absolutely. We're using it under the chin. We're using it on the thighs, outside the saddlebag area. And it's perfect for just mild reductions in fat.
Okay, so tell us about the kind of the recovery time and then the number of treatments that a patient would have to go through.
Well, as I said, the treatment will be done within an hour, and then you can go home, and your recovery period is right then and there. Most of those cells will be cleaned up in about 4 to 6 weeks, but we do ask that a second treatment be done within 30 days. And then the full effect will be 60 days after that. You'll see results within 60 days.
It strikes me that this would be a great treatment for someone who maybe is either at or near their body weight, but they have those stubborn areas they just cannot seem to spot reduce.
Absolutely. It's those areas where you have a little fat collection that you want to just reduce it, trim it up, make it look a little nicer.
Okay, and I know you have a number of other kinds of technologies. Sounds like you're really proud of this one.
I am. I mean, Smart Lipo, the laser was a very effective instrument. We were able to get some moderate to major reductions in fat, but this is for the people who don't need to go that far. They need a little help in just taking 1 or 2 spotty areas down.
Okay, so we're talking about truSculpt, the newest laser technology available here at the office of Carlson Laser Aesthetics. Yeah, and I love what Dr. Carlson said about that, is that, you know, they do have other types of reductions, but this is something that's easy in, easy out, no downtime, no recovery time, no need for anesthesia. It is something that literally is melting away the fat.
And I think that spring break and bathing suits are really on the minds of people. It's something you know is going to be down the road a little bit eventually. And so sounds like a really interesting opportunity.
Yeah, and while we were at Dr. Carlson's office last week, we did spot this beautiful new makeup line. And I know, Rachel, you had heard about this line, but he's so proud to offer this now. It's a mineral makeup line, which is really the newest way to take care of your skin.
Jane Iredale skincare makeup, and the real focus is on skincare because, of course, so many people go there to make their skin very healthy. It's a mineral makeup, and so there's even certified organic ingredients where possible. And so if that's a big concern to you, maybe you have skin that is easily irritated. That's something that I deal with myself. And this might be a great option for you. Plus, Carlson Laser Aesthetics is having a great special right now for 8 West friends. 2 treatments of truSculpt for $1,500, and that includes a free consultation. So if you're interested, give them a call.
And so you count it down. Let's see, for most of us, spring break is April 7th through the 11th. So you have enough time to get both treatments in and looking your best before you take off to someplace warm.
Oh, that sounds nice.
Yeah,
doesn't
sure
it?
does. Stay right there, more of 8 West when we come back.
That's West.
The small things. The small things are what we're thankful for. And I know a lot of people are counting down to spring break. It is 5 weeks, of course, 35 days away because I too am keeping track.
Okay, that's not a lot of time for us to get our beach bods ready to go, our skin ready for the change in seasons to come. But guess what? We're here to the rescue, 8 West, with an upcoming event to help you out.
Well, really, our friends at Carlson at Laser Aesthetics are holding a spring open house this Thursday with lots of great deals and giveaways. So here's a preview. Before long, it'll be spring, and that means shorts, tank tops, and lots of sunshine. That's what brings us to Carlson Laser Aesthetics. We're here with Dr. Scott Carlson, and I know that your spring open house is coming up. It's a great opportunity for people to get rid of some of that extra body weight and get their skin really ready for a new season.
Absolutely. We're going to have all kinds of products and services at the open house. We're going to be discounting some really cool things. Botox will be discounted to $9.75 a unit. We're going to have 60% off some laser hair packages. We've got some great deals on microdermabrasions. Of course, we're going to do some specials on Smart Lipo and truSculpt.
Yeah, it's a great opportunity to come in and learn about some procedures, some products. And I know a lot of people with spring break coming up and summer too, they're thinking about body contouring, maybe losing a little bit of that bulge that popped up over the winter time.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so what's the big difference between a couple different services that you offer at Carlson Laser Aesthetics?
Well, we offer 2 services. One is called truSculpt, and it's just a little 4x4-inch electrode that melts the fat right through the skin. It's a very easy treatment. It takes about 60 minutes or so. You see your results in about 60 days. Very well tolerated, and you can do it on your lunch hour and go back to work. The other one, of course, is our famous Smart Lipo, and that's something that is a little more dramatic in its results. It takes about 3 hours to do, but your results are seen in about 3 weeks to 4 weeks.
Yeah, okay, with that kind of time frame, I know a lot of people are planning trips in late March and April for spring break. It sounds like that's something you could do and get results right away.
Absolutely, that would be the choice. If you're trying to leave by the end of March, do your Smart Lipo now. If you want to get ready for summer, do either truSculpt or Smart Lipo. Either one would work fine for that.
I've been to your spring open house and your fall open house in the past, and it is a great way to get ready for a new season. You mentioned hair removal and a lot of other things. You're offering something new to people that you've never done before. Can you tell us about the eyelash extensions?
Yes, we have contracted with a man who will do some wonderful eyelash extensions. He's been in the field for a long time. He's credentialed. He does a wonderful job.
Yeah, and another big and popular thing that you do is the giveaways.
This is what draws them in, and we love to give away great products and great services, and we will be partnering with a salon, Panopolis, and they're going to give away some services. We give away lots of things, whether it's microdermabrasions, chemical peel, Smart Lipo treatment, truSculpt treatment, lots of great giveaways. You have to be present to win, and prepay for that night so you can do the service later on.
That's wonderful. Okay, so we're all looking forward to the spring open house that's happening March 6th here at Carlson Laser Aesthetics. Check it out.
Yeah, that's right, because eventually we're going to melt this snow and get some warmer weather, and we want to be ready. And many of the people who go to Carlson Laser Aesthetics love the spring open house because really there are so many wonderful specials offered that night only. Get this, deals on Smart Lipo, 60% off all laser hair removal packages, 25% off all skincare products, $59 microdermabrasions when they're typically $125. So again, some great deals. You can also purchase a chemical peel for $59, which is about half price, and Botox for just $9.75 a unit. Of course, so much more. The open house is Thursday from 6 to 8. They do ask that you RSVP if you plan to stop by. Easy to find, Carlson Laser Aesthetics at 1525 the East Beltline in Grand Rapids. So check it out. Put it on your calendar. Okay, time to talk about our health now. We know for so many people, losing weight and keeping it off is a big challenge.
Those who are successful at keeping off the weight say the gradual approach actually works best, especially when they're surrounded by a really great support team.
And that's the exact story of a young mother I recently met. She's lost more than 110 pounds over the last 5 years with the help and support by the team at Carlson Laser Aesthetics.
The journey for Smart Lipo began in 2009, I believe it was April. I had lost about 30 to 40 pounds, just, you know, healthy eating, working out. But my problem area, which had always been, was the saddlebag area. And I had heard about Dr. Carlson, and I had heard about Smart Lipo. And I thought, you know, targeted fat. And I thought, well, maybe I could try that. You know, maybe that's an option for me.
Time to talk transformation of our bodies. We're here with Dr. Scott Carlson at Carlson Laser Aesthetics to talk about the use of Smart Lipo as a tool on a significant weight loss journey.
Absolutely. Some patients come in and they do have a journey ahead of them. And so Smart Lipo is a start. It gives them a little springboard to get them into a complete change about their lifestyle, about the dietary patterns they have, and just help give them a lift. It helps improve their self-esteem enough to really fully engage into those lifestyle changes.
When I met Dr. Carlson, I'll never forget that he told me, this isn't your final step. This is actually just the beginning in a journey where you will be accountable and committed to yourself. And if you stay on track, you'll have and maintain those results. And that was the beginning. That was in 2009. Right after the surgery, about a month later, I had a friend who called me and said, you want to try a 5K run with me? I mean, I had never been, you know, wanting to participate in 5K runs or walks. I thought that was not me. You know, it makes me think of when you go back to high school and you think, who was a cheerleader and who were the ones that were, you know, just sitting there. You can be who you want to be. There are no, there's no stereotype in who you are based on your body. You can change that, and Smart Lipo can change not just contouring or the size, but your mind and your mental shift.
I think it's a statement about a woman who decided that she really wanted to change her life and take control of her life. And she saw Smart Lipo as a tool. It's just one facet. But as I said, it was a springboard for her to really engage in those other areas. As she started running a race, she started exercising, she started hanging out with people who had lifestyles that were healthier, and it just made a total difference in her whole life and her pattern of living.
I started at 230 pounds. I am down to 140. It has been 6 years of a transformation. I believe it starts within. You have to love yourself and you have to want to see the changes. And you can't live on anybody's standards but yourselves. So you look in that mirror and you realize, what is it about me that needs to change inside out? And sometimes, you know, I always make the comment, the weight loss also has a lot to do with your self-esteem and where you're at in life and the acceptance. Just like alcohol abuse and drug abuse, food can be an abuse. And you need to be aware of that. And Smart Lipo is the assistance to, after all that hard work you put yourself through, you can contour your body, you can help. It's a process of both, and I always say this is a process of exercise and Smart Lipo. You meet halfway. And it's you that you have to work on every day. Every day I realize if I want my daughter to be sure of herself, to love herself, to be happy, she needs to see a mother that takes care of herself, that loves herself, and children mimic what you do. And, you know, it's a priority. If she wants to be the cheerleader, great. If she wants to be the athlete, great. She can be whatever she wants to be.
That's pretty amazing. I love what she said at the end, because that is so true, that your family, your peers, and your children are always watching what you're doing.
You know, she reminded me a lot of you, Rachel, because I know you really take your healthy lifestyle as a brand new sense of obligation with your girls, because you know that the kids do really mimic what we do. Rosie, of course, such an inspiration. She said that having that first round of Smart Lipo after she had begun her weight loss program really just energized her efforts. And then, of course, as she was going through this, which was a multi multi-year experience for her, having another treatment in 2011.
Wow, and she did do it gradually and had so much support, and you really feel like she is going to be successful with that. She's very active. She was talking about running the 5Ks, which is not easy, but I think once you do something like that and you show yourself what you can do, you just keep hitting those things, it just becomes addictive.
Right, exactly.
Good for her.
And we know at Carlson Laser Aesthetics, Dr. Scott Carlson, he is a full-service medical doctor, and so he's able to help partner with you to be healthy as you move through whatever sort of service you have. Carlson Laser Aesthetics, by the way, offering a free consultation on Smart Lipo right now, so give them a call. They're located on the East Belt Line, just north of I-96. And of course, just terrific to have them as partners here on 8 West.
Yeah. We have a lot of 8 West to come, so don't go away. We'll be right back. So we're going to change the subject a little bit here. When we talk about the battle of the bulge, it's important to know that not all fat is created equal.
That's right. There's a stubborn kind of fat buildup that develops in nearly 90% of women, and it's called cellulite.
It is lumpy and bumpy, where a lot of us are familiar with it, and often referred to as cottage cheese. And unfortunately, there's never been an FDA-approved treatment for cellulite, until now that is, with a specialized laser called Cellulase, as Terry recently discovered at Carlson Laser Aesthetics.
Okay, it's time to tackle a topic that many of us, 7 out of 8 of us, have to deal with. We're talking cellulite. So we're here at the office of Dr. Scott Carlson, Carlson Laser Aesthetics, to talk about a brand new, newly approved invention that you use to help cure women from this dreadful, dreadful problem. Tell us about it.
This laser here is the first FDA-approved laser for the treatment of cellulite. It's a quick treatment, it's a one-time treatment, and it's very effective.
So tell us about cellulite. Why is it that, number one, it's been impossible to treat? What is it about how it's formed that just makes it so stubborn and so tough?
Well, first of all, cellulite occurs in women. It doesn't seem to be related to any kind of activity levels. We know that women have exercised with futility and not able to get rid of their cellulite. Some can, but most cannot. We know that it's a combination of several defects. They have fat, they have these little septi that pull the skin and create little puckers, and then we know the skin is thin and lax. And this laser addresses all 3 of those problems.
Okay, and it's really tiny. I mean, I just can't believe how tiny the little laser head is.
This laser is about 1.2 millimeters in diameter. We use a shell over it to get it under the skin, maybe 3 millimeters max. We can make a little incision, numb up the skin, and get in there and attack those 3 components of cellulite.
Okay, so walk us through exactly what's happening with the laser. We have a diagram that shows really what's going on as the laser goes underneath the skin.
That's right. Well, first we direct the laser in a downward fashion to knock out the fat that's building up and piling up on each other to make the bulges. Then we can turn the laser sideways and actually knock out the septi that pull the skin down and create the puckering. And then we can turn the laser upside down so it's now hitting the undersurface of the skin, and that creates the thickening and the tightening of the skin, all through collagen formation.
And so let's talk about the fact that this is FDA approved. That means it's gone through rigorous testing and it is absolutely effective.
Absolutely. The results have been reproducible. They've done it in a number of trials, and the results may take 6 months to a year for the full effect to be noted, but after a year, there's about a 93% success rate and satisfaction rate with this treatment.
Okay, so what is the response from some of the women that you've already been able to treat using this new technology?
Well, one lady we did in June, she's an avid exerciser. She's active with golf during the summer. She downhill skis during the winter. She's a size 2. She had cellulite, a moderate grade of cellulite. She had the bumps and the valleys, and we went ahead and treated her. And within 3 to 6 weeks, we've already seen a dramatic improvement in their skin. It's smoothening out, the fat bumps are gone, the puckered are more leveled, and now we're just waiting for the skin to thicken up and tighten up.
So does your body eventually absorb that fat, or is it discarded, or is it sort of a combination of everything?
The body will absorb some of the fat. You have little macrophages and phagocytes that chew that up, and the lymphatic system take it away. We do extrude a little bit of it gently through the openings that we use to get in access to that area, but for the most part the body takes care of it.
And then with the skin, because of the way you treat, you produce more collagen, and that tightens the skin?
Collagen is the best friend for all of us, whether it's in the face or in the cellulite area. If we can tighten that skin up by stimulating collagen formation, it may take 6 months, like I said, up to a year, but you'll get a much smoother looking skin. It'll look thicker and tighter. Very dramatic result.
Okay, so let's talk about the actual procedure. Is there any downtime, bruising? What kind of anesthesia do you have to use? It is a pretty simple office procedure.
It's an office procedure. We use local anesthesia. You can go home within 2.5 hours of the procedure. Most people are back to work the next day.
Okay, so if you suffer from cellulite, and let's just say more of us do than don't, dramatically more of us do than don't, and you're looking for something that is approved by the FDA to absolutely give you results, visit the office of Dr. Scott Carlson at Carlson Laser Aesthetics, where they are using cellulase.
Always on the cutting edge, and as Dr. Carlson said, the cellulase is a one-time quick procedure, but it does take 3 to 6 weeks to start seeing some improvement.
That's right, and Dr. Carlson is having an event tomorrow. If you're interested in finding out more about the procedure to get rid of cellulite, you must RSVP to attend because space is limited. It's free, and they're also offering 20% off all treatments throughout the night of the event.
And you can call their office if you're interested, 616-363-3640. The event is at 6 tomorrow night. And Dr. Carlson's offices are located on the East Belt Line, just north of the I-96 interchange in Grand Rapids. So lots of 8 West to come. Don't go away. We'll be right back.
Your all-access pass to everything West Michigan.
But before we know it, let's think about this. Positive thoughts here. Spring break will be here, and we're gonna wanna start wearing our cute sundresses, shorts, and swimsuits again.
That's right, and that's why right now is the perfect time to start getting your body ready for next spring or summer, or maybe even a mid-winter getaway.
I like that.
With Smart Lipo at the offices of Dr. Scott Carlson and Carlson Laser Aesthetics today. We are hearing firsthand from a happy patient who has undergone quite a transformation.
I'm a big fruit and veggie eater. I always have been. I didn't necessarily stick to a diet, but I was a clean eater, no alcohol, no pop. I work out, 3 to 4 times a week. I do cardio dance and some weightlifting, and it was still just there. I've always had a trouble area in my belly. It was just big, sitting down, looking at me from the side. It was just always there. And I had a lot of stress, grad school, and I have 2 boys, and starting a new position at work, it just became more and more of a trouble area for me. So I decided, after talking to my husband, I want to do this. So I did it. Dr. Carlson is great.
So we talk about those difficult areas to shape up. So we're here at the office of Dr. Scott Carlson, Carlson Laser Aesthetics, and I'll tell you, sometimes you get those tough problem areas. They seem impossible to make go away.
Absolutely. We have women from all age groups, from 18 to 60 some. And they've exercised, they've worked out, and they've done their darndest to get rid of a little pocket of fat or adiposity, and they just can't get rid of it.
And so the Smart Lipo, what is the huge benefit in that approach?
It's a non-surgical technique. It's back to work in 2 days to 3 days at the most. And it's 2 hours to 3 hours in my office, and you're out of here and you're done.
The procedure was very easy. I came in a late afternoon, and Dr. Carlson got me comfortable, nice comfortable space, and it was fairly quick and easy, painless. I was worried about that, but it was painless. It was great.
Dr. Carlson, I know that your patients come to you with a lot of confidence because really in many ways you have pioneered these procedures here in West Michigan.
Yes, we were the first in Grand Rapids to bring Smart Lipo and the new machine with Smart Lipo, and we've been very fortunate to also bring the Cellulite machine.
And you also have a high level of certification, really that sets you apart.
Yes, I spent about 1.5 years studying for the boards and got board certified by the American Board of Laser Surgery and Medicine. And just presented a paper last spring at a meeting, and now I've become a fellow of that organization.
And that's really important for people to know, because this is important that they have confidence in this medical procedure, that it's done by the right person, in the right place.
People want to have confidence in the provider, and that's what they're going to get here.
So talk to us about the recovery process, and then how long it takes to see results. I mean, you can see results fairly quickly, but you get kind of that ongoing benefit.
Well, for an example, we did a lady last Friday. She went back to work on Monday. We saw her just today, and she already had lost 2 to 3 inches, 4 inches in one area. Unbelievable results, very effective. She still had some fluid left on board because of the procedure, but despite the fluid, she still lost 3-4 inches, and she was ecstatic.
And so the recovery process, she'll continue to see even greater results as we go through the next couple of months.
We've always told the patients, don't look till the first month is done. And then once it's done, take a look. Where she'll be able to look next week and see more fluid coming off, and she'll be very impressed.
Even after about a week, I felt comfortable wearing my, my snug summer t-shirts and, going to the beach in my one piece. I wasn't ready for my two piece, but in my one piece, I felt good. I felt good. And that kick started, and I work out 5 days a week, and I just am living a healthier lifestyle, and it really helped me do that.
Okay, the results for Sina, just amazing. A young mom, she's only 30 years old, in good shape, but as she said, she'd always had trouble in that tummy area, which of course became an even greater challenge after 2 pregnancies. And we loved hearing exactly her positive and enthusiastic attitude about the procedure too. So if you're thinking about getting a treatment, maybe even something like Botox, a chemical peel, laser hair removal, or Smart Lipo, Dr. Carlson has what they're calling a virtual open house through the end of this week. They do this just once a year, so current and prospective patients can get great prices on all of those treatments. Here's a list of just a few. Botox, $9.50 a unit. Radiesse, which is a cosmetic filler, is at buy one, get one half off. They're offering $125 off a syringe of Juvederm, which is normally $575, so you get that for $450. You also get 60% off all the laser hair removal packages. The key here is that you have to prepay this week for all the services. You can schedule them at some point in the future, however. So the treatments can be done at some point in the future. Patients, of course, will often prepay during this special time and then bank the treatments for later on. In case you'd like to stop by, Dr. Scott Carlson's offices are located on the East Beltline, so give them a call or check out the virtual open house offers online.
When it is cold, gray, and snowy, bathing suit season isn't always, really there at the top of your mind. But here's something that you may be interested in. Spring break is 110 days away, and the start of summer, 186 days.
Wow.
So set your countdown.
Exactly. It's hard to believe that Christmas is a week from tomorrow. Before you all know it, we'll be wearing our shorts and our bathing suits again. And you know what? We may not even have to wait that long. Some of us have little getaways in January. So the time's ticking.
That's right. And my mind will be ready for it, but I'm not sure my body will be there. So that's why we're showing you an option that will help you get to where you want to be by the time summer gets here.